Good morning. Hi, this is Gary Lee Stanley. Hi, guys. Let's talk about my favorite subject, sales. Oh, look at the sun today. This is in Jacksonville, Florida, going over to Buckman Bridge. I'm on my way to work. I just thought I'd say hey today. Let's talk about a subject. We got a different subject today, and the subject is door-to-door sales. Okay. I was a door-to-door sales for many years, and I'll tell you what, my experience is strength and hope is going to come forward, and we're going to talk about what the difference is between a door-to-door salesperson and a person who works in a retail center. Okay, it's real short. We'll get to the point. Now, as far as a retail center, you've got people coming to you. That's wonderful. It gives you a chance to sell a lot of nice people. You get to help a lot of people because they're coming to you. But you don't dictate your paycheck as much because you've got to wait for them to come to you. Well, on the other hand, you've got a person who is a door-to-door salesman. That was me, Gary Lee Stanley. I did it for many, many years, and I highly recommend if you're becoming a salesperson that you give this endeavor a try. It really shows the difference between somebody who's really wanting to sell and a person who's just wanting to get a paycheck. Well, I was lucky. I worked for a company that gave me an opportunity. I took it and ran with it, and it was an opportunity to sell services door to door. At the time, I was working two small jobs, a regular job and a small part-time job, and was barely scraping, and I was in my mid-20s. And this friend of mine would come over. He was always happy. He told me, he said, well, guess what I do? And he showed me his paychecks, and they were huge. I was like, what the heck is this guy doing? And what am I doing in my job? I'm not making anything. And he boldly told me what he did, and he showed me all his awards and all this stuff that he was given that was given in contests and so forth. And I was extremely intrigued about, well, dang, I think, what you can do? Well, tell me what you do. And he told me what he did. He sold services door to door at homes. And it was like, really? And so I was excited because I was so excited about the money that I said, well, I quit my jobs and I went to work as a salesperson working on just commission. We worked 25 to 30 hours a week in the evening time, and it was the best time of my life. I had more fun. It was unbelievable. Worked with a group of people that were incredible to work with. They were top-notch salespeople. But we worked door to door. Now, one of the things that I will mention to you is when you first start in the door-to-door industry, selling whatever you're selling, you really have to have confidence in yourself. Hopefully you've been trained like I was. I was given an opportunity with a man named Dwayne Dabrowski, who was the only person that I ever met that talked about sales training. And it was so exciting because he had his own, he thought us as new salespeople and anybody who is a salesperson should be learning about closing and how to sell and all the techniques, and it was just amazing. So let me get back to what we were talking about. As far as being a door-to-door salesperson and being trained is so important. You're going to be going door to door. You're going to be at least at first a little scared. I know I was. I was like excited. I was like, we didn't have, these different drinks that they have now that amp you up and give you a bunch of energy. I already had the energy and I was excited because it was a new product, and I was seeing bucks in my brain. And when I first started, I told everybody, and this is what you should do, maybe, I don't know, if you feel like you're good enough, tell people that I'm going to be number one. At least write it down and set yourself a goal. Oh my gosh, set a goal. That is important. You want to be number one. So I told them all be number one in our company. Well, within less than a year, less than 6 months, I was in the top contenders. Within less than a year, I had beaten all records for the company, and I was very fortunate because I took my job, I took it seriously. I had fun at it, but it was like my customers, for some reason, gravitated towards me. I think one of the biggest assets and benefits that I had as a tool to use as a door-to-door salesman, I highly recommend you make one. I'm sharing this with you because I've used it in many sales positions in different scenarios. I think that if you have a sales book, a sales binder, have about 10 pages, leaf, those plastic sleeves, put different information on one side and information on the other. But a lot of times you'll say, well, why do I need to do that? Well, why you need to do that is it gives you reference, it gives you a visual for your customer. Holy cow, look at this sun. It is blaring out here. It is a visual for you and your customer. And what that means is a visual for you and your customer is that you have something you could show them that's going to be able to use another sense besides just their looking. It's going to give them the capability to hold something. They're going to feel something in their hands because you're handing them something. And if somebody will hold something in your hand, you've captivated them because you're giving them something to hold. And you get a chance within 10 to 15 seconds to be able to be excited and, hi, this is Gary Lee Stanley, and get their attention, tell them who you work for, and then with a presentation, because you've set yourself a sales book, and I'll go over what a sales book is in another video, and this sales book will give you best basic information, sheets that you need to use for your sales, different those are talking pads, your talking pad, and now we're talking about a talking book. The talking book gives you the capability to hold the different things. Is maybe if you're a furniture salesperson, you can put pictures of what you have inside of your binder of what it looks like to be inside of a refrigerator stove, maybe what it looks like to be inside of a sofa. What I liked when I did mine was I put extended warranty information, and I'd put a dotted line where it was the most important, and I'd point that out because I sold a lot of extended warranties. But as a door-to-door salesperson, when I was selling my services, I was able to turn the page and then turn the page and show what the benefits were of my product because it was visual. It was done visually, and you use that sense that they have. And if you can tell a good story, if you can talk a good game, because you've been trained and not just winging it, this type of book would make you a lot of money. And as a door-to-door salesperson, you're going to meet a lot of different people. I was lucky. I got a chance to work with some of the best salespeople in the world. My thing is, if you're trying to figure out what's in it for you and why you should be a salesman, you should really think about the money, man. Think about what you can do, and it's not a physical job, it's more mental than anything. And if you have the mental capability to talk to people and share your feelings, you can do it. And as a door-to-door salesperson, I remember, there were times where you didn't sell as much, and then there were times that you sold a lot, and you always were excited when you sold a lot. I remember my very first sale as a door-to-door salesperson. Matter of fact, it was like I walked into the order. I mean, they wanted what I had, and basically all I had to do was just ask for the order and write it up. It was a gimme sell, and it was like, oh my gosh, somebody bought something from me, and that lit a fire into me. And it's been over 30 years, and I've been in and out of sales for over 30-something years in some capacity or form or another. So if you are interested in becoming a door-to-door salesperson, take my advice. First of all, you want to probably try to be in as good a shape as you possibly can be. You want to try to live a healthy lifestyle. You definitely, hopefully, you're not going to be like me. You're not going to party like it was back then, 1999, and that was way before 1999 when I did some of the sales. That you should, and I'm dating myself, but that's okay because we're friends here. And talking about door-to-door sales, you've got a lot of techniques that you can learn from different motivational speakers. And I speak about many of them. You can listen to some of my other recordings and listen to who I listen to. But they talk about they don't talk as much about door-to-door sales, but they do talk about the complexities of sales. Now, I just thought I'd share this about door-to-door sales because I was a real door-to-door salesman. I am a real salesperson, and I like to share my feelings. Now, there's a lot of people that like to sell about sales, but I like to live it. And I'm sharing this video with you today because we wanted to learn what it was like to be a door-to-door salesman. And here's one of the big kickers. If you did good, you made a lot of money and you got rewarded with prizes, with awards, commendations. And believe it or not, those things make a true salesman feel really, really good in their soul. I like sales. I love it. I think that if you are a person who's interested in sales, try door-to-door sales. It can really make your day, and it can make your paycheck. And do me a favor, go sell something to someone today, because I am right now. God bless you. December in Florida, it's unbelievable. God bless you. Sales up. Merry Christmas.